Whew. Got a nice little workout session and wasn't nothing too crazy. It's kind of hot today. Ran about a mile and some change, but it was gangster because it was incline the whole time. And 250 crunches, 100 push-ups, and no, 150 push-ups, 100 air squats. I was expecting it to feel more rough than usual because I started my fast yesterday. I plan on going up until me and my woman leave on vacation this coming Thursday. Today's Friday, we leave Thursday, so I'm gonna try to pull 7 days, water only. And I know that sounds outrageous to most, but it shouldn't. It shouldn't. Fasting is a cheat code, bro. Literal cheat code, man. You get a little bit of everything you need from fasting, right? People already think about the emotional connection to food, the psychological connection to food, because that's exactly what it is. You ain't gonna be hungry, you ain't gonna be starving. That's in the head, bro, because your stomach growling does not mean you're starving. That's just the emotional label that you gave to that feeling in your stomach, bro. We don't know what starving is, right? There's a reason why it takes somebody up to 30 days to go without food before they die. You can go a little bit without food before you die. You need water. You don't need food. You want food, right? That makes sense in the fat ass Western world that we live in, but it's a cheat code, bro, because not only does it give you so many of the best benefits to your body health wise, man, but the mental fortitude that you'll develop, that you'll grow to get through a fast is it's incredible, man. There's nothing but benefits from fasting, man. But I just want to identify and isolate, a big problem with men today when it comes to, confidence and work and challenges, you know what I mean? And the lack of belief and insecurity and self-sabotage that runs amok with a lot of men today. And mind you, you should start with baby steps. I've been dibbling and dabbling with fasting for a few years now, so I've been able to develop a tolerance, not even tolerance, just been able to deal with what comes with it where it doesn't really cause me any issues. And then the more I dive into the benefits from fasting, it's just a no-brainer, man. And I get to the benefits from it, right? The real medical benefits, man. But, one's ability to fast 12 hours, 24 hours. When you go into 48 hours, bro, you're doing something that most cannot do. Everyone can, but most are not willing to do because of this, right? The mental fortitude. You're separating yourself from 99% of people, period. Matter of fact, they're gonna look at you crazy. What are you doing? Starving. What are you doing not eating, bro? That's insane. But, the irony in it is that you're insane for believing that fasting is what it is, but it's because most people are blind to the truth. You know what I mean? But if you really want to get a leg up in this game, get an edge on life, build some confidence about yourself, build some dog about yourself, and separate yourself from everybody else, man, fasting is definitely a good place to start, right? Especially if you're struggling out here trying to find yourself and get a grasp on things, being able to have that amount of mental fortitude to dive into something as aggressive as fasting is with someone who's not accustomed to it, bro, you're immediately separating yourself from everybody else, man. And that's gonna automatically tell you you have what it takes to go out here and attack whatever you want. You may not have the compass to guide you in the right direction, but at least you have a foundation and a baseline to know what you're made of, bro. Start off in baby steps, man. Go 6 hours, go 8 hours, go 12 hours, go 24 hours, man. You know what I'm saying? Fruit only, veggies only. You know what I mean? What I'm doing is aggressive for the majority, but you got people like that that will fast for 30 days. Water only, or water and dates, right? It's not a fad, you know what I'm saying? It's not a trend, bro. It's real, because you're literally resetting your body. You're gonna relieve your body from all the toxins in your body. Get a nice reset to your gut because your gut literally controls everything with your body, from your brain to the functions, energy levels. Everything starts with the gut. But you'll get a good gauge on how your body functions, right? You'll know when your body is depleted of all the food or waste in it by seeing how your body responds to no eating, and you see how often you go to the bathroom or whatnot. So you'll know how fast, how quick your body digests things. You'll be able to get a gauge on how your mood, your energy levels, depending upon how much food you put in your body. And 12 hours, 24 hours in, it's different from person to person, of course, man. But 2 or 3 days into it, man, you're actually repairing your body at the cellular level because you're not feeding it anymore. So the cells are not getting nutrients from the food you're putting into it. The cells will really restructure themselves. Your body will force the cells to restructure, repair themselves by getting rid of all the cells that do not work, right, that are damaged, and it'll pull in all the good cells and concentrate the good cells, get rid of all the bullshit, so now your cells are repaired because you're no longer feeding it, right? And then once your body is depleted of all the macros, carbs, proteins, sugar, right, start hitting ketosis. Pretty sure a lot of y'all familiar with that, all the keto trends or whatnot. Now, when you're really in ketosis, when your body literally has no more of what you're feeding it, and it only depends on what's already inside the body, your body's gotten rid of everything that is put into it 2-3 days in. Now, you're solely using fat as fuel. And you get your body accustomed to doing that, right? You can incorporate intermittent fasting to do it on a more sustainable longevity level, right? But as far as fasting is concerned, bro, you really want to just get into burning nothing but fat because you only have fat to burn, right? Talking about weight loss, get rid of fat, ketosis for days, right? And then when you get into 48 hours, 60 hours, 72 hours, bro, just water, maybe a little salt, a little bit of electrolytes. I do a little coffee, right? Your body's gonna be firing off in optimal levels because it's getting rid of all the bullshit. Your body is now functioning, utilizing what's left in your body to maintain its efficiency, man. So that's good. That's getting a little more in depth into the benefits from fasting, bro. But the deeper you get into it, the more accustomed you are to doing it, bro, the better off you're gonna be, man. But the mental strength you develop from fasting is incredible, man, because like I said, you're doing what most won't, what most can't, what most feel is impossible. But the ironic thing about it is that your body was meant to go days without eating, right? We get flooded with all this bullshit everywhere you look, man. So you feel like you can't go a couple hours without eating, but yeah, you can. Matter of fact, you need to get your body back to where it was before you started poisoning with all this bullshit. A little more in depth into it, man, but to give you some game as far as getting through the struggles of what hunger feels like I said, it's a psychological feeling. It's not real. It's not real hunger. I mean, your body is doing what it needs to do to get the energy it needs, man. And you identify that as hunger and pain and uncomfortability, man. But what you need to identify it as is how I get through it. How I am able to acknowledge it or ignore it is I identify it as what it is. It's like, okay, it's not hungry, bro. I ain't got no food. So now my body, this is what my body is doing as it's about to go into ketosis. This is what my body is doing as it's trying to get resources and energy levels from other places, man, because it no longer has food in here. So it's doing other things, right? So I don't look at it as, oh, I'm hungry. I look at it as, oh, my body's working now, right? And that's the way I look at a lot of things that may feel uncomfortable, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'll cut myself or I have a pain, and, it could be a pretty painful, I don't know, injury or whatever, man, but a way for me to minimize that is that I identify that, okay, I cut myself, I feel it, that's just a brain signal going from this to my brain letting me know that I hurt myself. And then the pain goes away. I'm just looking at it for what that feeling is. Not what I associate with it automatically. Oh, this hurts. No, it's just my brain telling me that I just hurt myself, and then it makes this shit go away. Or if I'm like, getting fucked up in the exercise, right? This hurts. Nah, it hurt because I'm getting gains now. You know what I'm saying? If it don't hurt, you ain't working. You know what I mean? This is all the way you look at it. And all this is, building mental fortitude, doing difficult things. And the more you're accustomed to doing difficult things, the more difficult things are not difficult anymore. And the more you're adapted, the more you're able to adapt to more difficult things, because life is difficult. Life is a continuous obstacle, and so it's all about how you navigate it and get over it, as opposed to dealing with how you may feel about it, how you think you feel about it. No, your feelings don't matter. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, this is what's happening. What are we gonna do about it, right? And fasting is a phenomenal way to get your mind right, body right, mind right, blood right, cells right, gut right, brain right, energy right, all that, bro. Right? And then if you're looking at it just as far as the aesthetics. You know what I mean? The superficial way, you can lose a few pounds too, man. But it's not gonna be sustainable, because as soon as you get off the fucking diet and put that bullshit back in your body, you're gonna fucking implode that much larger, that much quicker, right? But anyway, fasting is the way. Cheat code, do it.